sermons. Plus, the world acknowledges contributions of radio as dependable companion of people. Good evening, this is the news at 7 on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Rabia Shaib. President Bola Tinubu will on Saturday embark on a one-day official visit to Kebbi State to inaugurate some projects executed by the state governor, Dr. Nasir Idris. While in the state, the president will also headline the 61st edition of the 2026 Agogun International Fishing and Cultural Festival as the special guest of honor. The festival is one of Africa's most celebrated cultural events. It is staged by the riverside of the historic Matan Fada, recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. On a religious note, ahead of the Ramadan fast, which is to commence less than a week from now, Muslim leaders advocating for a holistic approach to the preparation by harmonizing spiritual devotion and physical well-being to usher in the holy month. This was the central theme of the Jumat sermon delivered by Imam Harun Mohammed at the National Mosque Abuja. Additionally, he led a special prayer to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the passing of the former head of state, General Muritala Mohammed. Shamsuddin Usman now reports.
Ramadan is a significant and sacred month in the Islamic calendar, observed by millions of Muslims around the world as a time of fasting, prayer, and reflection. During his sermon, Imam Harun laid significant emphasis on the importance of preparing for the month of Ramadan, as it is essential for all Muslims to achieve taqwa, purify the soul, and strengthen one's relationship with Allah, while also reminding the Muslim Ummah that Ramadan is not just about fasting, but also self-control and abstaining from negative habits, words, and thoughts while promoting self-discipline.
In a few days, we are going to start fasting the month of Ramadan, and we felt that it is right that we remind ourselves and remind the believers about the importance of this month so that we'll get ready for it, prepare for it, spiritually, physically, economically, and welcome this month with all our heart.
During the special prayer session held in commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the passing of the former head of state, General Murtala Muhammad, his son, Rizqwa Murtala Muhammad, expressed gratitude to the Muslim community for honoring his father. He acknowledged that despite his father serving for just 200 days, he left a profound and enduring influence on the lives of Nigerians.
Here to pray for him and to remember him, and it's a thing of a day of reflection for us to reflect, but also a day for us to be, proud that 50 years after, his assassination, after his passing, he's still being remembered by a lot of people for the things that he did. General Murtala Muhammad was in office for just 200 days, and in those 200 days, he did a lot of things that are being remembered today.
Subsequently, the Imam reminded Muslims to prepare their hearts and soul for Ramadan to achieve spiritual rejuvenation. In Abuja, Shamsuddin Usman, NTA News.
And now the Citizens Church has commenced activities marking its 10th anniversary under the theme Ebenezer, with a call for deeper faith, spiritual renewal, and total dependence on God. At the opening ceremony and power service, church leaders and members reflected on a decade of growth, outreach, and global expansion. Yours truly now reports. Founded on February 14, 2016, the Citizens Church has grown from a small faith gathering into a global ministry with branches across several countries, extending its reach beyond Africa through evangelical work and community support initiatives. Lead pastor Peter Balogun, while recounting the journey, highlighted the milestones and testimonies that shaped the ministry's growth. He emphasized consistency in doctrine, service to humanity, and commitment to spiritual development as key pillars behind the church's expansion, and impacts over the last decade.
Indeed, without the help of God, we would not have made it this far. We have faced different challenges as a church, as everybody does, but through it all, the Lord has shown himself faithful. In the community, we are not just concerned about the spiritual well-being of the people, we also minister to the social well-being of the people, we minister to the health need of the people, we try in our little way to attend to the educational need of the people.
Members of the congregation also shared personal testimonies describing the church as a source of spiritual guidance, moral support, and community belonging.
I've been here for 10 years now. You can see we're celebrating 10 years, and God has been faithful. We are a family that love ourselves. There's this oneness among us. In the next 10 years, I pray that we'll live to see 10 years, another 10 years, and be much better than we are, because the church has made a positive impact in my life.
And it's a thing of joy to see TCC at 10 years today. The impact that the Citizens Church has had on its members has been phenomenal. It's been exemplary. Pastor Peter Olumide Balogun is a man of God that teaches and lives what he teaches.
The anniversary activities, which opened with a special ceremony and power service, focused on prayer, rededication and spiritual awakening, with guest ministers urging worshippers to rely solely on God as the ultimate provider and helper in uncertain times.
Mark everybody here with a mark of heaven.
Organizers say beyond the celebration, the anniversary is designed to strengthen faith, build community, and inspire believers to live purpose-driven lives anchored on God. And on international observances, every year on February 13, the World Radio Day is observed to honor radio's contribution to community education, democracy, cross-cultural and cross-regional connections. World Radio Day is celebrated around the world, reminding people why radio still matters in everyday life. The global event is observed every year on February 13 to highlight the importance of radio as a trusted source of information, entertainment, and connection for communities everywhere. The theme for World Radio Day 2026 is Radio and Artificial Intelligence. AI is a tool, not a voice. This theme highlights that technology, especially artificial intelligence, can enhance the work of radio if used correctly and responsibly. It also highlights that trust cannot be built solely on technology. Trust is built by radio broadcasters, and this day honors them for the information they deliver, the voices they provide a platform for, and the stories they tell. World Radio Day also recognizes that radio has played a strong role in society for over a century. For this long time, radio has provided news, entertained people, and connected communities around the world. It is still considered an important and trusted medium. This special day was initiated at the 36th General Conference of UNESCO in 2011. It was subsequently approved at the 67th session of the United Nations General Assembly in 2012 and has been celebrated as an official international day till date. And now, Abuja officially assumed its role as Nigeria's new capital city on December 12, 1991, marking a significant shift from the bustling metropolis of Lagos. This pivotal move was driven by the pressing need for a more centrally located and less congested administrative hub, with Lagos reportedly facing limitations in space for expansion. In this background report, Onoze Yakubu takes a look at the evolution and political structure of the Federal Capital Territory and its peculiar challenges.
The foundation for Abuja transformation was laid on February 3, 1976, when the federal military government led by the late General Murtala Mohammed made the historic decision to establish a new seat of power. Formalized by Decree No. 6 of 1976, Abuja was carved out from portions of the then North Central state of Kaduna, Kwara, Niger, and Plateau states. Since inception, Abuja has strove to embody a symbol of unity for Nigeria, representing a fresh start and central point for the nation's governance.
Yeah, political development normally in FCT, it's always a build-up that is in a special kind because knowing fully that this is a place where there's only one political hierarchy, which is the area council, to determine developmental stride in the area council, and in totality, and the 62 ward councillors that complement the legislative council of the FCT.
Established to meticulously plan, design, and develop the nation's new capital city in line with the master plan, the Federal Capital Development Authority monitored the significant growth of Abuja over the years. However, as the city expands and its political landscape continues to evolve, residents became increasingly vocal about the need for more effective representation.
People many a times will tend to find out why is it that the ruling government has always failed to win the FCT. It's not unconnected with this fact. The state structures, in one way or the other, the governor has a very big role to play as far as the outcome of elections in every state are concerned.
Currently, the FCT is administered by the federal government through the FCTA, headed by a minister who is appointed by the president. This is complemented by the elected area council chairman, a senator representing the FCT, and 2 legislators for Amak Buhari and Abuja South federal constituencies. Despite this structure, a persistent clamor for the expansion and creation of state legislators similar to those in other states across the federation is growing. Proponents argue that this is long overdue for a better and more effective representation for the residents of the FCT.
If we are granted this, which we know it's a constitutional matter and involves legislative matter, it will go a long way in giving a sense of belonging and avoiding the extinction of the central FCT persons, and politically relevant too.
There is that need for the FCT to assume her full role as if it were one of the states of the federation, and that by so doing, whosoever is saddled with the responsibility of the territory will of course do the needful to ensure that he delivers the state.
With residents now preparing to head for the polls, the issue of effective representation is expected to be a key consideration in the upcoming elections. Onoze Akubu, NTA News.
Still on politics, since assuming office in 2022, the chairman of Abuja Municipal Area Council, Christopher Zaka Mikalangu, is credited with launching an aggressive development drive aimed at improving infrastructure and public service across the council. Records from the council indicate that the Mikalangu administration has completed more than 35 infrastructure projects spread across the 12 wards. Deborah Gazaji Maika gives an overview of 4 years of the AMAC administration.
Projects initiated by the AMAC chairman cut across road construction and rehabilitation, upgrade of schools and primary healthcare centers, drainage works, and community-based facilities designed to enhance living standards within the Federal Capital Territory's most populous area council. Wumba Township Road, Mabushi Township Road, Idosarki Access Road, and Modik Road in Gwagwa community are some of the notable projects constructed under the administration of Christopher Zaka.
I want to thank our chairman for the work he has done, because at least this road has been good now. We have access to so many places now. So I want to commend the work of the AMAC chairman.
Our AMAC chairman been today, the project master, I can say. He has cleaned our tears and he has done well to us.
Officials say the projects were deliberately distributed to ensure balanced development and to address long-standing community needs in both urban and satellite settlements under AMAC jurisdiction.
Jikwe Ward, there are so many of them. In Begi, there are so many of them. All these things, all these roads are there for Nigerians to see. Good, I think most of the roads from the express road to the interland where people are residing. They are all abstracted. They are all tarred road with drainage, and that is why today Nigerians cannot be complaining whenever rain fall that they cannot have access to their homes. In Orozo, you can bear me witness, when you get to Orozo today, there are more than 4 roads that have been abstracted courtesy of the chairman. In Karishi, the same thing.
Because this is the environment where more people at the local level reside, and they have no any other access road than this. And when I came here before I was being voted as the executive chairman, you cannot even have access road to come in. And whenever it rains, nobody move. When it rains, you have to remain at
Mekalangu, who is seeking re-election as AMAC chairman in upcoming area council election, renovated 7 classrooms in LEA Primary School, Garki, and provided school supplies and bursaries for indigent students. Healthcare sector in Abuja Municipal Area Council also gets a boost as primary healthcare centers, including one at Pakasa Community, had a facelift. Water motorized boreholes have been commissioned, and electricity installation of solar-powered street lights and transformers to improve access to clean water and electricity were top priority in the current agenda of the present administration of Abuja Municipal Area Council. In Abuja, Deborah Gazaji Micah, NTA News.
Away from politics now, let's see what's happening in the world of business.
NDIC ensures 99% of Nigerian depositors, says officials. We have this story and more on Business News this week. I'm Hakimat Aliu Ibrahim. We begin with report from the Central Bank of Nigeria as it reopens dollar tap for BDCs to curb Naira gap. As Naira hits 2-year high of 1,348.95 in official market, the widening exchange rate gap between Nigeria's official and parallel market is expected to narrow after the Central Bank of Nigeria reopened access to the official foreign exchange market for more than 80 licensed bureau de change. Following report highlighting the growing divergence. The Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation has said that about 99% of depositors in Nigerian banks are fully covered under its enhanced deposit insurance scheme, assuring the public of the safety of their funds. The Managing Director, Chief Executive of NDIC, Thompson Sunday, disclosed this on Wednesday at the NDIC Special Day at the 47th Kaduna International Trade Fair. The trade fair, organized by the Kaduna Chamber of Commerce, has as its theme, From Reforms to Results, Economic Transformation through Sustained Local Content Development. Now, the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, Felix Obe, has called for unprecedented collaboration across the continent to propel Africa's energy sector to global competitiveness. Speaking at the 10th edition of SIPEC in Lagos, Obe stressed that shared vision and cross-border cooperation are critical to developing sustainable local content strategies. According to Obe, collaboration between governments, private sector players, and local communities is foundational to successful local content policies. And that's it on Business News this week. The news continues shortly. Stay tuned.
And that's the English version of the news at 7 on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja. We have translations coming your way. I am Rabiat Shaib.
Welo Jumari Reshen kwa we nwonana yiwo abada zaza isha ndaje zuma woni ye wa goba ngai baji za mbada wa chige abana bele ba su mba bele ya ye bayan na yelum antunu azimi bo no ba belo no ai no afi abien ye ala asalada yi no beje kala yi agnaba nge ba ku abon wa kan chowo nanya bedo zafun yen ba lefi nu pya yi Shamsidin Usman wana le shaba obe na beda wa nge shako fienu no a saladi ya kun na gbanya izenya na yiwo Haruru Muhammad woni jin apma beda tukoye sawo be jin wo go shako beda gnache naye nanu ye jie ay ku shako jiwe ajon adua ay pa ti tukoda be do shako mosa wenu aku bwada kauda Murtala Muhammad cho be fi wo gwaye gun shitun Baye, yes, via yi kolono apabu be nge Citizen Church. Balaya by Jean Abo, ye shogundo ngun awoyan no mbeda tukoi nge majin kutaya bayi aza ngbe kun osun kunkun ya nge bala kala gabe no gaichi ya ga zafun jijiyan ba pema shokoi via gududu Rabia Shaib wale sheba wo be na bedai wa ngenge dade no sai mbe ye hwiche bai ku abaje ache agu abe ya mbe ba jinu mboye nkwen aza ba ngenge ba ku apmajewe mba ku bwa chowo ntukotunu shokwe bedabo kakapia nu ye dehedehei woni ainpei ngun awochi ata woni jin pei nu acheshi aipa abeda kwakumbo igna ko pe na pabu igbe ngoro di eyin majin onko lo nu ajigba sepa awe kaya mba galo ontunu siyasa bo kunu enchedo nu abaje bajin ko jin azaba wo vivi nu azai apa yin peye benu nanu inze pata aiwu apma onko elolo nko galo dudu nsaiye abeda kwakun ko ni jin aba no ajin awo abeda gaichi anya ko yin oza wawo agmada osanza wo anya ache awo anyi nche no ajin aiko no ajigba abobare nu oza nalo aboba gwa wole lanu sai ko nai
sauka daga cikin fassarar labaranmu yau mai karantawa Yusuf Yakubu. A yayin da azumin watan Ramadan ke ci gaba da karatowa wanda ake kyautata zaton fara shi ƙasa da mako ɗaya. Shugabannin addinin Musulunci na hidimar faɗakar da al'umma dangane da shirye-shiryen fara shi a hankali da ribatuwa da falaloli da albarkatun da ke cikinsa ta hanyar duƙufa akan ibada da sauran ayyukan alkhairi a cikin watan. Wakilin Shamsuddin Usman ya shaida mana cewa Imam Harun Muhammad ɗaya daga cikin limaman babban masallacin Juma'a na ƙasa da ke nan Abuja shine ya bayyana haka a saƙon huɗubar sallar Juma'ar yau. Bugu da ƙari ya jagoranci addu'a ta musamman ga tsohon shugaban ƙasar Najeriya Janar Murtala Muhammad da ya cika shekaru 50 da komawa ga Allah. Mujami'ar al'umma wato Citizen Church ta fara harkokin bikin cikarta shekaru 10 da kafawa da taken Ebenezer wato kira ga tsantsar imani da dogaro gaba ɗaya ga Allah don samun rayuwa mai albarka. Wakiliyar Rabia Shu'aib ta rawaito mana cewa a yayin buɗe taron bikin da addu'o'in godiya da farin ciki shugabanni da masu ibada a majami'ar sun bayyana farin cikinsu akan nasarorin da suka samu a tsawon shekaru 10 a waje da ma duniya gaba ɗaya. Ranar 13 ga watan Fabrairun kowace shekara ita ce ranar rediyo ta duniya, ranar da aka keɓe musamman domin duba ire-iren gudunmuwar da rediyo ke bayarwa ga rayuwa da ilimin al'umma, siyasa, al'adu da haɗa mutane daban-daban daga shiyoyi na duniya. Rana ce wacce duk faɗin duniya ke farin cikin samuwar rediyo da tunawa da dalilan da yasa har yanzu rediyo ke da muhimmanci ga rayuwar al'ummar duniya, tare da bayyana tasirin rediyo a matsayin amintacciyar kafar sadarwa, nishaɗantarwa da ilmantar da al'ummar duniya a kowanne lungu da saƙo. A takaice labarin namu ne kenan, sai kuma ranar Litinin idan Allah ya kai mu kasance cikin ƙoshin lafiya. Ma'assalam.
Ẹ kú dédé ìwòyí gbogbo ọmọ káàárọ̀ oòjíire. Ìròyìn agogo 7 ló dé sí ti gbọ̀yìn láti olú-iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá. Olúwaṣèyí Abímbọ́lá Ọ̀yáwọlé ni oníròyìn ní àṣálẹ́, ẹ máa bá mi kálọ. Àìmúní Mùsùlùmí ń pe ọkàn olùsìn sí àwọn ohun pàtàkì nípa àwẹ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbáradì fún Ramadan. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwẹ̀ Ramadan ti ń súnmọ́ etílé sí tó sì kù bí ọ̀sẹ̀ kan báyìí, ní àwọn olùdarí Mùsùlùmí ṣe ń rọ gbogbo Mùsùlùmí láti gbáradì nínú ẹ̀mí àti nínú àlàáfíà ara wọn kí oṣù mímọ́ náà tó wọlé dé. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Samsudeen Usman jábọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú wọ̀nyí ní kókó àti pàtàkì ìwàásù Jumat tí Imam Aaron Muhammad ṣe ní mọ́ṣáláṣí ti orílẹ̀-èdè ní ìlú Àbújá. Láfikún, ìmáàmù náà ṣe àdúrà pàtàkì kan láti ṣe ìrántí àṣeyẹ 50 ọdún ti ikú olórí ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè tẹ́lẹ̀, Ọ̀gágun Murtala Muhammad. Ìjọ Citizen ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣíṣe láti sàmì sí ayẹyẹ ọdún 10 rẹ̀ lábẹ́ àkòrí Ebenezeri pẹ̀lú ìpè fún ìgbàgbọ́ ìjìnlẹ̀, ìsọdọ̀tun ẹ̀mí àti ìgbáralé Ọlọ́run pátápátá. Rabiat Shaib jábọ̀ pé níbi ayẹyẹ ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ìsìn àjọ̀dún ọdún 10 náà, àwọn àlùfáà ìjọ àti olùjọ́sìn ṣe àfihàn àwọn ibi ìdàgbàsókè ẹ̀mí àti ara nípasẹ̀ sísìn ní ìjọ náà, ètò ìdásí tí ìjọ náà ń ṣe ní agbègbè àti ìlú pẹ̀lú ìgbèrú ìjọ náà láàrin ọdún 10 tí a ti dá ìjọ náà sílẹ̀. Ká tó máa lọ, ní gbogbo ọjọ́ 13 oṣù kejì lọ́dọọdún ni ọjọ́ ìsàmì sí iṣẹ́ asọ̀rọ̀mágbèsì lágbàáyé tí a mọ̀ sí World Radio Day ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì, láti bu ọlá fún ìdásí rẹ̀ sí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ agbègbè, ìjọba tiwantiwa, àṣà àgbélébù àti àwọn ìsopọ̀ ohun ìrẹ́pọ̀ tí wọ́n ń ṣe ní agbègbè ìlú. Ṣíṣe ayẹyẹ ni láti rán ènìyàn létí ìdí pàtàkì tí asọ̀rọ̀mágbèsì fi ṣe pàtàkì ní ìgbé ayé ẹ̀dá ní ojoojúmọ́, tí ó sì jẹ́ orísun àlàyé àti ìròyìn ìjìnlẹ̀ tí ó ṣe fọkàn tán. Ìgbàgede eré ìdárayá àti ohun èlò ìrẹ́pọ̀ agbègbè ìlú. Àkòrí fún tọdún 2025 yìí ni asọ̀rọ̀mágbèsì àti ohun èlò ìmòye ohun ọgbọ́n jẹ́ ohun èlò ni, kì í ṣe ohun ènìyàn, kò sì gbọdọ̀ rọ́pò àwọn agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ nínú iṣẹ́ asọ̀rọ̀mágbèsì, nítorí ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ pàápàá ìtẹ́tísí àtọwọ́dá lè mú iṣẹ́ rédíò gbòòrò sí tí wọ́n bá lò dáadáa, àmọ́ kì í ṣe ohun èlò ìrọ́pò ènìyàn tàbí ìmọ̀ òtítọ́ nínú iṣẹ́ asọ̀rọ̀mágbèsì náà. Báyìí ni òpin ìròyìn wa, ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi. Kí Elédùmarè kó ṣọ́ wa ju òpin ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí lọ kárí ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀. A ó tún máa rí yín tó bá di ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ tuntun. Olúwaṣèyí Abímbọ́lá Ọ̀yáwọlé ọmọ yín.